right. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. We are back after the break week. It is round 17 of Tier 1. This is Zenith Online Racing. I am Arbiga. Back alongside me in the booth once more, Mr. Puff Digital. How are we doing tonight?
Good. Yeah, break week last week. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans around viewing, racing, whatever it may be. Hope you spent some socially distanced time with your family and whatnot. And definitely excited to be back. It was good to be off. I don't know about you, but I'm
Yeah,
happy to be back.
it was nice having a break week. Didn't feel obligated to rush home or chalk up a certain chunk of time in the evening for anything. So nice to be back. As you may have noticed, it is raining here in qualifying for the Russian Grand Prix. Uh, this is Tier 1. The championship run starts now. This is the final stretch of the season. See if Packer can lock things up. Very dominant so far this season, Packer. It's been pretty much the best driver week in, week out, and deserves that championship title. It's just a matter of time before he mathematically locks it up, I feel.
Yeah, it's been an impressive season. I mean, I'm going through some of the results here, and of the races he's competed in, he's only been off the podium 3 times, 4 times rather.
So,
So, kind of gives you an idea of his consistency and just outright pace.
yeah, he's been electric. Pretty much untouchable most of the year, except for when Iro Dillon shows up and gives him a run for his money. But on board, well, sort of on board, we're watching the new driver here. It's a flip-flop fish. We're going to be stumbling over that weekly, I feel.
Yeah, probably just gonna refer to him as Fish,
Fish, yeah.
maybe Flip. I don't know. We'll have to ask what he prefers, but he is a full-time reserve, so he is allowed to qualify, and his points will count. So yeah, first race here, welcome,
Yeah.
and seems he's first man on track. So
Yeah, he beat out Packer in that sense, so he's going to be looking to...
there you go.
Yeah, there's our challenger, Flip Flop Fish. From what I gather, I think, if I recall correctly, the people in the chat were saying he might have a crack at beating Packer.
Yeah,
So,
he comes with a bit of a reputation for being quite quick, so we'll have to see what he can do. But
stay on board with Fish here, and we got Packer just behind, so Packer starting his hot lap early like he usually does, but Flip Flop Fish, I'm going to have to stop saying that before I screw it up. The Flip Flop Fish is out on track and looking to put in a benchmark for the rest of the field here in his debut for ZOR.
yeah,
And he's looking pretty slippery through that corner.
yeah, turn 3 usually very easily flat out. Oh, and he validates. That's
Dry,
a big thing to watch here in the
dry race,
wet.
so this should be interesting in quali because a lot of drivers will probably have their dry setups on, as you probably suspect Fish does, the way he's slipping all over the place here.
Yeah, I've moved on to Packer since Fish has invalidated here. But yeah, we saw from the onboard there, could not keep it pinned coming through turn 3.
Oh, Packer!
So,
Packer's around!
he spun, he's kept it
Wow.
out of the walls.
Very lucky.
It's going to be tricky to turn around here. I think he's probably just going to try and park for the time being, and yeah, there it goes. Hopefully he can get it spun. And yeah, does
No
not
damage.
impede anyone. And I believe that was Ryan who went
Yeah, good
past him.
call.
So next on track here is we might get through all 20 drivers before the lap's over. They keep spinning and invalidating, but he is on a clean lap. Coming into the third sector here, and very heavy braking zone. A bit of a lockup, but navigates it pretty well. I mean, a lot of these guys are going to be finding their footing, and you can see he's rather tentative here, but important just to get a time on the board and on a track that's very, very easy to invalidate.
Yeah, so Ryan now entering the penultimate corner. Just about to put up the first hot lap of the session, as we had a couple invalidations there, and a bit of a spin from Packer, very uncharacteristic, but Ryan sets a 46.2, so that is the benchmark. Let's check in behind. Is it Adri? No, it's not. I believe it might be Zamoglis about to set a lap time. It was, and he's a 48.5. Tough to get it back through the field
And
there.
Charlie with a 45 flat arrow just edges him out. Wow, 8/1000ths of a second there.
That's a bit of wheel spin and one exit. That's all that is.
Yeah, that's not comprehensible.
Good lap from
Just
Charlie. Let's see if we
action.
can get to another driver. Adri, I think, is about to
Got
finish a lap.
Adri, yeah, just coming through the final corner here. And
Good time.
4.7, yeah, nice lap from Adri. So
looking like his country mate Fernando there in the wet.
yeah, navigating these difficult conditions quite well.
Camden has invalidated. Bloxham crosses the line to start a hot lap. Let's ride with Bloxham. He was looking pretty quick. He had a pretty rough outing 2 weeks ago in our last Grand Prix, but Bloxham with something to prove here tonight. He's a quick driver, and he wants to reaffirm his status as such. See if he can keep it clean and get a good time on the board here in the wet.
Yeah, again, it'd be so interesting watching him try to navigate that corner. As you see, he tries to just keep applying the throttle, and
yeah,
then you find out where it can't go. Yeah, but he does handle turn 4 pretty well. As Fish here with a 43.3, so wow. We thought he had pace. He's showing quite impressive pace with that lap. Still on board though with Bloxham here. Comes through the left-hander there, just about to head on to what would be the DRS straight, the back straight here, but obviously no DRS in these conditions. At least I don't believe no DRS. So
no.
Here he comes now, obviously flat out through this part, using all the track as he gets close to the wall, and then heavy braking again.
Very close to invalidating.
Yeah, a lot of curb on the entry there. I imagine it's gonna be difficult to swing the car around these corners, even in the dry. The rear wants to step out on you, so.
Yeah, these corners are very, very slippery in the best of conditions. Forget about soaking wet track with a dry setup.
Yeah, and here he comes to the final corner, and
Decent
only
time.
up into 7th. So 45.4, it puts him right in the mix there.
Pretty
so
apprehensive on the throttle on the exit there.
Groups start to form as
Comes
solid
Camden.
laps from T Money and Charlie.
Camden with a 44.8. That's a good time, but not quite good enough. He's sitting 4th currently.
Yeah, so
Flip-flop Fish, I guess, is coming in. Yes, he is. Let's check in with that McLaren. Are they on a run? It's T-Money is invalidated. We got Charlie behind who's on a clean run here, but way off the pace it would seem.
we do have Dernya. Looks like he's
battery's
putting in a
turned
hot
down.
lap here. He's about to head into Sector 3. Yet to get a time on the board. See how he's able, to navigate this 3rd sector. You see him short shifting just for that traction.
Made a wide line there to attack that apex as well, but then missed the apex on the last corner there.
Yeah, went a bit deep there, but he was looking solid prior to that. No.
Nice and wide
One last
here, but
corner.
very apprehensive.
Very tentative, yeah. That's going to be,
Probably
so he's
cost
got-
him.
yeah, I'd say so too. I think just that corner alone probably puts him a 10th and a half closer to Charlie there, so.
JX
But
coming
again,
through. See what he can do.
first
He's
run.
entering the final turn here. The car is glitching a little bit. JX with those connection issues. Oh boy.
Improves up to 7th.
Not the greatest graphics there, but yeah, good time from JXW.
And yeah, just the first lap for these guys always going to be the most difficult.
Oh, Dot's off the track. I just happened to get on board with him. He's way off the circuit right now.
Yeah, struggling down there in 11th, it seems.
Yeah. Who is
Mr.
moving
Joshua behind him.
through?
I
It
don't
must
believe
be
he's on a lap.
Zamoglis. It is Zamoglis. Zamoglis is about to start a flyer, so let's ride with Zamoglis here. I think he's dropped the line now, so he's given himself a pretty hefty challenge.
Yeah, midway through the season. So,
This will be a wet race with no line. Let's see how Zem can do. He's really slow on the exit there. That's going to cost him a lot of time down this straight.
yeah, it's so crucial to get on the throttle on the exit there. Such a long straight and put you on the back foot right away. But
Yeah.
a lot of corners to make that up in. See how he does here.
So I'm rocking the LSU colors on the helmet, I've realized. I've always liked his helmet, and I never really realized the colors are LSU Tigers. Purple, gold, black. So, sweet helmet there.
Yeah.
So our biggest helmet spotting time.
I'm sure he's going to appreciate that someone's noticed. As Camden
Finally, after like the whole
breaks into
season.
breaks into the 43s. As we see some other guys here, Arrow's also improved his time from the previous best. Gurney gone up into 44.7, so clearly had a bit more time in that lap, obviously.
Zem looking really apprehensive on this lap, but he has kept it clean, and that is important. Just getting a clean lap on the board is very helpful for your starting position when you're doing wet qualifying. So, especially here at Russia, very easy to invalidate. Starting outside the top 10 here, probably not a terrible thing. There will be a lot of trains happening. If you end up in some clear air on a good strategy, you could end up vaulting yourself over a huge group of cars here. So it's going to be a really interesting race. Every race we've ever had here, and all 3 seasons previous, they've all been excellent. So I'm looking forward to the race here. I'm glad it's dry. It's not going to be too hectic, and we should get some really good battling.
Lots of entertainment in prior years.
Yeah. So Zem way off the pace here. He's 45 before he's even made the apex. But he does improve by a second. Good improvement from Zem. Let's see if he can chop another second out of that time and get himself near the top 10. Check in behind here. Here comes Beck. He's crossed the line and got into second with a 43.7. All kinds of wheel spin on the exit, but manages to get it under control. Aerostrike just about to cross the line now as well. Very deep there. Missed the apex, but quick on the throttle, and he jumps up into third. So a lot of drivers breaking into the 43s now. A bit of a dry line forming. Perhaps it's just a bit more grip out there at this point in the session.
Yeah, Packer about to start his flying lap. Again, looking to get a better time than a 54.8, no doubt. And I have no doubt he's got that in him. We'll see what he's able to do, though. And it does seem the rain might be easing off a bit as Packer really confident through turn 3 there, the extended horseshoe left.
Thought he was in him. Oh, there he goes!
And
he's right into the
on
barrier.
Again.
He's lucky he didn't lose the tire there. I thought it was over for Packer there.
Yeah.
Right on the curb, and just the back end steps right out on him.
This
might be a blessing in disguise, though. If it does start to dry a bit, he might be in a good spot to slap a set of slicks on and get back out. Oh, it's just no grip, though. This is going to be Ginger.
He's going to be
making his way back.
Risking not being able to get back out. I mean, he should be okay, but...
Here comes Flip Flop Fish. Nearly bungled it there. He is on a flyer, and he is in Sector 3. He's about to finish the lap. It looks like he is up. Improve on that 43.3 if he can keep it together here at the final. A little apprehensive, but just kind of.
Looks like he will improve. Yeah, quite a bit.
Finds half a second in that run. Great lap from Flip Flop. Here comes Arrow. He just dove into the pits, actually, so let's check in with T-Money, who's invalidated. Charlie has invalidated. Brian in the pits. Zyg's on a flyer, it looks like. Yes, he is. Let's ride with Zyg. He's just making his way through the final couple turns here, and he looks like he's heading toward the pit lane. So Zyg
does.
Out of it.
There's Packer getting into the pit, so he'll have time definitely to get back out. But I mean, it's going to be only one run, and risking invalidation this late in quali will.
It's Charlie on a flyer. Let's ride with Charlie. He hasn't been here for quite a few races, but he's back and he's eager to get in there and
first
get a result.
First race with his new wheel for Charlie.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see what the equipment does. You won't be able to tell. He's not got lots of experience. I mean, he's typically right around that range, maybe a bit higher up in the grid in qualifying, but
he's lost it.
Yeah, good save, good save. But
that was a great save. Thought he was done for there.
Somehow didn't invalidate. Probably too slow to invalidate.
Yeah, just very tricky in these conditions. Very hard for these drivers to find the grip. Just checking my audio. We're good. But yeah, Charlie obviously is invalidated, so let's move on to somebody else here. Ryan on an outlap, Zyg on an outlap. Doc just making his way through.
It's across the line here, a little bit deep in the penultimate corner.
44.8, so not much of an improvement in terms of place, but good improvement time-wise.
Yeah, found over a second there, but again, just not enough to really vault him into that upper echelon. We have Bloxham on a lap, and he's currently in 5th, right next to his teammate.
It looks like JXW might be ahead of him. I'm on board with him at the moment. Or is it Bloxham at the end of the lap?
Bloxham is in Sector 2.
Yeah, okay, so let's stay with JXW here. He's just about to put up his second time. Getting a lot of graphical glitches again. Maybe not the best guy to be riding with. Let's go back to Bloxham.
Camden does improve up into 2nd place there, so...
Good job from Camden there, 43.7.
Yeah, Bloxham got 2/10 in his lap. He's going to need about, it says about 4 almost now. He's going to need another 3 or 4 tenths in this final sector if he wants to improve his place, though.
Yeah.
On the starting grid.
He might be able to separate himself from the guys behind, but I don't know if he's going to gain too many spots here.
Yeah, he does look pretty clean coming through those series of corners there, and
hits that apex perfectly, and got the car rotated
pretty
nicely
clean
here.
Through there as well, and yeah, no positions gained, but a solid improvement nonetheless.
He's less than a tenth off Arrow, so he's very close. Or a tenth and a half, I guess, off Arrow.
We've got Fish coming around to set another lap here, so I mean, could further solidify him near the top, and it does. He improves by 4 thousandths, but it counts.
It's a whole second ahead of Camden. Anybody else on a run? Doth, it looks like he just started one. JXW's on a run. Or JXW, yeah, he is. All the guys out on their final runs now.
Yeah,
the furthest
having
up
a hard time deciding who to stick
looks like Charlie,
with here.
Perhaps. Yeah, Charlie. Start with Charlie, and we'll get to the Red Bull behind after, who I believe would be Flip. No, it would be.
No, it's Arrow, but he's on an out lap.
Yeah, so he's risking not making it, but I think he'll be fine. Charlie improves, not by
6
much.
tenths, yeah.
Who is behind Bloxham, or is it Camden's coming in? We have Adri behind. Yes, it is. Adri is invalidated though, so he's going to cross the line just in time to get another hot lap on. Good job there from Adri. We'll check in with him in a minute. T-Money crossing the line does not improve. He is done. We got AlphaTauri crossing. Is that Beck? No, it was not. Who is back there? Sternia. Yes, Sternia is in front of the train here, and there is a Renault and Ferrari behind, who I believe would be Doth and Ryan, perhaps?
I believe so,
certainly
yeah.
Can't be Maverick, because he's in the pits, so... It would be Sternia crossing the line here, making his way to the final corner now. Is he going to improve? It's going to be close. No, he does not.
He does.
Oh,
he
does
pips
improve.
Doth.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Here comes Doth.
Yeah, right around Ryan improves to pip Doth as well. We'll see if Arrow or Doth rather can get these two guys back.
Lap from Doth here. Let's see.
He does. He pips Charlie as well. So great laps from those guys there. Who do we have next? Is that the Arrow coming through? Yeah, it is coming through the 3rd sector. So currently, we missed Packer, but he did go into 2nd place as Arrow drifts through that that corner there, losing the back end.
That was insane.
But yeah, Packer with a 42.8. So I mean, Fish seems to have brought with him quite a statement in qualifying.
Yep. He'll be starting this race on pole position in his debut as a full-time reserve, which means he does count, and his points will count, so he could take some points off the board here from Packer.
Yeah, for sure. And Adri coming through in 6th. So, solid lap from him. And yeah, an interesting qualifying. I wouldn't say anyone necessarily stands out as
Well, Fish and
really out of
Packer.
place, but
Oh, some contact there. AI drivers, you know. Always messing the cars up. Um, yeah, I don't think anyone had an outstanding qualifying or terrible one, really. I guess Zamoglis obviously has dropped the line, though, and it's wet, so can't really blame him there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, shit, I've been playing this game for years, and I still qualify 16th sometimes, so I haven't really changed much.
Yeah, I
Let's run
mean,
you
I was
through.
19th last race, so look at that, three
Yeah,
100ths between Packer and Fish,
run you through
just a
the order
class above the rest.
quickly here. It's Flip Flop Fish on top, Packer in second, Camden takes third, Beck fourth, Arrow fifth, Adri sixth, Bloxham is seventh, Doc JXW is ninth, Charlie starts 10th, and Durnia, Ryan, Zag, Joshua down to 14th, T Money 15th, Zem 16th, 17th, Alt Maverick. Probably didn't set a time. He will start ahead of the reserve. Alt Maverick, Monkey Mafia, Jinnit to win it, all at the back of the field here as reserves. And the other reserve driver is on pole. So that is the order for the Russian Grand Prix. Take a brief break, and we will get the race going. So we're expecting a dry race here.
Yeah.
Not sure if there's any weather lingering about, but I do find when it's wet in either session, the entire weekend is a bit of a. There's always a risk of rain, I guess. Could always show up and happen. I've seen
Yeah,
it in the past.
overcast conditions do tend to turn into rain um, semi-frequently. So
Hmm.
if it is overcast, maybe towards the end of the race, I wouldn't be surprised to see some drops or such, but no, it'll be something to keep an eye on.
Well, it
Very
looks
sunny
pretty.
at the moment, but
It looks a little cloudy. I'll say it. There's a bit of cloud hanging around. So
yeah, I'll run us through the standings as we take our typical couple-minute break. So after Singapore leading the championship, IOR Packer, he's been in the lead for quite a while, leading by 76 points. So he's got 256 on the season already. Pretty impressive. In second, though, I hadn't noticed this until I looked at the standings. Camden has actually surpassed Arrow. So Camden now in second with 180. Arrow in third with 176. IOR Dylan in fourth. In fifth, we have JFD, known as Mr. Joshua, on his PlayStation account. Doth Thou Hoist in sixth. I gotta say, I'm somewhat surprised. I know Doth has pace, obviously, but seems to have just been trucking along with some solid results here and there. The win in Canada obviously helped quite a bit. But yeah, good for him so far. In sixth and seventh, we have Ryan. In eighth, we have Pillars, who's been absent for quite some time. In ninth, we have Matthew
still
Durnia.
eighth, eh? He hasn't shown up for like
Still
12
eighth,
races.
yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty
In tenth,
impressive.
we
Imagine if
have,
he actually showed up.
yeah, it would be a lot closer at the top, I feel, no doubt.
Yeah.
Um, 10th, we do have Fuzz. 11th is T Money. 12th is Zamoglis. In 13th, we have Adri. Obviously, he's only here for 5 races, so pretty solid all the points for him, honestly, in 5 races, 41 points. Behind him, we have Zyg. In 15th, we have Charlie, who's made his return today. In 16th, we have JXW. Um, Tied, actually, so Charlie, Zyg, and JX only separated by 1 point. Behind them, we have GP Colin, who is not here tonight. In 18th, we have Beck, who's only got 12 points. He scored all 12 of those points in one race as well.
Yes, he did.
um, an impressive run of DNFs for Beck. It's always feast or famine. He's fun to root for, but
Yeah.
I would never bet on him.
Yeah, no. The
But great
odds.
starting position today, so you
What
never
kind of
know.
odds would you get on him, honestly? Like, they're like, well, he's
Just
quick, so he could win, but.
and then down in 19th, we have Bobby. 0 points still in the season. We say it every week. I have a good feeling about tonight. I think Bobby's going to bring home
You know what? I'm going to
at
say it
least one
tonight.
point.
Bobby's not getting a point tonight. Let's see.
The reverse jinx.
Yes, exactly. Let's try it out. Bobby,
All
don't
right.
get points, all right? I don't want to see you get any points this year.
And now
Wow.
we wait.
Fuzz
Now we
ushering
wait.
everyone on here. Let's go Arrow.
Let's go, Arrow. Yeah, I guess they're teammates. That would make sense.
That's true. Definitely gonna want
I don't
him
know.
fighting
The
at the front.
the rundown to turn one will be interesting. I mean, the penalty battle will be interesting. I think
Yeah.
if we see anyone who doesn't get any penalties, I'll be pretty impressed. A little shocked, but
Don't offer to send them a gift because
they'll come through.
every time someone's been offered a gift for accomplishing something, they've done it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Well, there you go. Maybe we
Ryan's
need to
got a mug from
incentivize.
Doth, shipped across the border too, which couldn't have been cheap.
Oh, it's from Chicken. Chicken sent, I
Oh,
believe it was Bobby and Ryan each a gift.
well, they're both in Canada actually, so that worked out nicely. I was very
Yeah.
lucky that it was the Canadian guys that got
Yeah,
it.
all grouped together there.
Yeah.
And then Doth, though, has sent Fuzz a mug
Oh.
Fuzz shared with us. I believe it says world's okayest sim racing driver or something along those lines. So,
Yeah, which is accurate.
yeah, yeah.
Um, formation lap wonder. One of the greatest formation lap drivers in the field, Mr. Fazale. A fan favorite, sort of.
Yeah, always a fan favorite. Easy to root
Anyways, let's
for.
check those tires. We're gonna leave the telemetry off. I don't think we really need lap data either. Let's just have the grid in the map. We don't need lap data, do we?
Just the cars. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the cars looks great. I will say it. It's
It
kind of a
does.
nice
It
thing.
looks so much cleaner. They do need to work on that for the next game. I don't know how they'll do it, but something that's less intrusive, surely. I mean, it takes up near a quarter of the screen.
Yeah.
But I'll keep you updated if you want to just keep the cars for the start of the race here.
No, like we'll run it like normal, but I think I'm gonna try to make a point of taking that stuff off the screen a couple times tonight if we get some good scraps going and there's not much else happening. It is nice to keep an eye on things. That's really it's my savior. I can't
Yeah, yeah.
I can't commentate the race if I don't know what's happening. Well, the interval
I just
gap
meant for the
keeps
start.
me.
But
Yeah, the start's pointless anyway. It's a shit show, and like this game doesn't work properly.
yeah, it'll move them all around.
Yeah, we won't know
RC
who's actually in the lead, but anyways,
laughing at Fuzz being a fan favorite here.
fan favorite. Well, that's what I said, sort of. uh, anyways, the grid is reforming here. We have all the cars taking the place. Jinnit, the last guy on the field there, taking his grid slot in that McLaren. Flip Flop Fish on pole position. Packer in second and Camden in third. Let's see what we can do here. It's round 17 of Zenith Online Racing, Tier 1. It's the Russian Grand Prix. We have all 5 lights on. And we are off. Flip Flop Fish gets a good start. Lots of wheel spin there for Camden. He's getting swallowed up. And it looks like Flip Flop Fish got a great lead going into the first couple turns here. Oh, big incident
big
behind!
crash!
Big
Crash!
crash.
The car has flipped around. Oh my
Wow.
goodness, Packer's gone way off track. We do have a safety car at lap one.
Of course we have a safety car. That was insane.
That was extraordinary. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of instant replay here, but
Oh, no.
we've
Bobby
got
picks up a
penalties
penalty.
piling up.
Yeah.
Zem's picked up a penalty as well, so a bit more
wow.
contact going on in the back. No idea what's gone and happened to JXW, but I'm sure we will find out after the race. That was wild.
That was absolutely insane.
We have Doth, or Zyg rather, with zero wing at all on the car.
Yeah.
A lot of guys missing end plates. Ryan's missing an end plate. We have Monkey Mafia, who's kept it clean, just hanging out at the back.
Oh, interesting. Packers opted for the medium tire in second, and everybody got tire choice here, so it's surprising
I
to
didn't
see.
even think of that. Yeah.
It's surprising to see how many guys took the softs. I guess Fish just thinking if I put these softs on and just stretch my legs out front, I'll easily win this thing. But Packers got something to say about that, and now with the safety car, it's sort of Gets that soft tire in question. Can the hards go to the end? Is anyone going to pit? Do you think anyone will take a flyer on the hards here?
If the guys who have to pit, undoubtedly, I think Zyg, Ryan, anyone missing a wing.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, put on the hards and go for it. I think if you're
Looks like
Fish or Packer
Arrow
out
is
front,
going in. No, Arrow dummied it though. He faked it. He pretended he was going in the pits. It looked like.
RC
There
says
goes
you can always
somebody
trust
dirty.
Russia for a crash on the straight.
Yeah,
It is very
seriously.
true. It's I don't know. Is it?
Durnia
Think of the
pits,
word.
Joshua pits, T-Money pits, and Bobby pits.
So double
Surely.
stack at Mercedes then.
Yeah, surely it's worth it when you're both that far down. There's not much to lose, really.
Durnia and Joshua though both going onto the medium tires. Do they think those will last to the end?
I'd imagine not. They probably figured there'll be another safety car, I think, and medium's probably the best tire to be on this stint.
Yeah. So the timing screens are all messed up.
T-Money did go hard, so they are messed up.
Yeah.
And Zyg, too.
Yeah. So I think Mr. Joshua is going to try and take those hards or mediums rather to the end. That seems to be in line with other bold strategies he's taken, tire choices. I'm pretty sure he did something similar last season actually in Tier 1. An early pit stop and nursed his tires to the end.
Yeah, this track, you can sort of get away with babying your tires here. You don't have to push them, but I do find if you're in a fight here, you're going to use them up.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
you really have to
and
chuck it through the corners sometimes to stay with people.
he obviously gave up track position as well. It's a low degradation track. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see what he's able to do, but my bet would be he's going to try and take those to the end. He may have had damage as well. I'm not too sure, but big winners here, I guess, off the start, if I can find them.
Zamoglis.
Yeah, I mean, all the reserves, I guess, who
Yeah.
just picked up places off of that incident. I guess there's not really a lot of corners in order to make up any positions, but
Not really,
Beck
no.
did get Camden. Charlie's moved up a spot. Zamoglis obviously 6 spots, and yeah, all the reserves. So unfortunate for the guys caught up in that. Mr. Joshua's only sacrificed 1 position with that pit stop, so I think a pretty solid decision on his part. Same with T-Money as well.
Yeah. I think when you're that far back, it's not a bad decision.
Exactly.
Like the guys that stayed on the softs and are still out, they're going to have to pit sooner than later, and you'll eventually clear them and potentially be able to build a gap on them.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously these are easy laps under the safety car as well. You're not going to get much degradation, and the softs are probably good. I'd say for, I don't know, my best guess would be like 13 laps probably.
Yeah, I was thinking they'd probably be looking to get off them around lap 11, and then go about 16 on the mediums, something along those lines.
Yeah, to maximize the life of each.
Yeah.
In a pinch though, and especially with what's gone on so far, I don't know. It's a tough call, right? Do you pit? But obviously you can't now.
No, you'd
Give
lose
up
way too much. Someone
20
has pit at the
positions,
back.
but it was Monkey Mafia.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems Ryan actually is pit again. Went onto the wrong tire, perhaps, and then pit onto the hards. So.
Well, now he's probably thinking if he was already back there, why not just
for
switch the
sure.
tire strat at this point, and then try to make up some ground from there.
JX in the chat, good to see he's okay. No serious injuries for him. Hopefully his thumbs are all right.
Yeah. That was pretty wild. What happened there, JX? Can you let the chat know?
Yeah.
Vaulted up into the air, into the fence. That was crazy. We had a great shot from the broadcast camera. We're watching the front runners, but in the background you can see all the carnage. It was actually the perfect view.
Flipped around a few times.
Usually we miss stuff like that. Safety car is in this lap, so
okay, let's get back
Fish
up to the front runners.
will retake pace of the pack here, and he will be the pace setter.
Yeah, he's back right off here. Still working the heat into those tires. He should be able to get a better launch, I would assume, being on the softs, but a long straight and slipstream may help Packer.
Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, okay,
He's
there he
gone and
goes.
punched it now, yeah.
Packer was ready, though, so he didn't really get the advantage he could have.
Yeah, I mean, he picked an interesting spot on where to punch it. It seems though he has already pulled a second.
Yeah.
Back.
Oops, someone's way wide there. So someone off the road.
Other incidents I can see, everyone seems to be coming through pretty cleanly at the back.
No one really racing yet. We do have...
Bobby looks to maybe make a move on T-Money, who goes really deep there, and Bobby, yeah, sneaks through. So T-Money, bit of a mistake. Fortunate, I think, to avoid any damage or anything.
Let's get
but
back to the front here. Bloxham is all over Adri. He's on those soft tires on the restart here. And he is taking a peek now. He's side by side with Adri. He goes down the inside. He gets the place. Bloxham with a great move there.
Fired those tires overtaking spot, but
he got those tires fired up and just had the bite and went for it.
Yeah.
Alt Maverick doing well here during the race. He's got Jinnit behind. He's attacking Zamoglis ahead now. Reserve driver here tonight, leading the Tier 2 championship. Hopefully not for much longer. Someone's on his heels. I can't remember who. Not really on his heels, but lingering. I'm lingering.
I can't think of who it is either. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Break week, you know?
Some young hotshot coming in and winning a bunch of races in a row here.
Some washed-up guy who should have been doing better all along. Can't ever put a quick lap on the board, though.
So still no DRS. Obviously because of the safety car, I think.
Comes
next
Maverick.
lap.
And behind it looks like Joshua and Bobby are scrapping as well. Maverick taking a peek. Is he going to go for a send here? No, he backs out. Oh, he's almost made contact. He had to take evasive action there. He's gone off the road, and he's going to get a penalty for that one. Well, he should have got a penalty, but he didn't.
Packer already with a penalty here. 3 seconds on the board, and he's really under pressure from Beck. I mean,
Bobby is really hounding Joshua, too, so Bobby's looking pretty sharp here at the race pace.
And Bloxham now is right on the back of Arrow, so these soft tires do seem to be quite a bit quicker in terms of pace advantage, at least in these opening laps here.
Yeah, it seems like the tire you want to be on right now. We'll see when that DRS kicks in, how much longer the softs are the quicker tire.
Yeah, this will obviously change as well once the medium runners pit to the softs. Fortunes will reverse, but...
Oh, Zem's had a moment.
Zem's off, yeah.
He's lost a lot of his wing, it looks like. Yeah, he's struggling for pace here, and here comes Zyg now. Zem cannot get the car
big
stopped.
lock up, yeah.
Zyg goes through. Let's get back up to the front here. Doth.
Yeah, we've got Beck.
Charlie on his tail, and Beck, yeah, as you mentioned, pressuring Packer.
Right behind Packer, and
who
now
has a penalty.
He will have DRS, so... Beck, though, if he wants to make the most out of these soft tires, he does need to clear Packer, and he's really closing in at the moment.
He's closing very fast. He might get he's going to have a crack at this for Beck. Going for the move. Oh, very late defense there. I don't think Packer left room, honestly. That was
Packer
a bit late. And Beck nearly
pick a side there.
Yeah, Beck nearly lost his wing and tire there. That was a very dangerous defense there.
Yeah, definitely gave him a bit of a squeeze. Beck, though, does make it through in turn 3, so...
So Beck needs to stretch his legs and get away now.
Yeah,
before Packer can get these tires fired up. Here comes Bloxham, as you mentioned. Hounding Arrow. These soft tire runners seeming to be much quicker at the moment. And what I would like to point out so far is that in the early stages of the race here, we have a lot of very close battles through the field, as we suspected. I feel like there's going to be plenty of good racing here tonight, the way things are shaping up at the moment.
Yeah, Doth, I mean, also pressuring Adri now. Seems to have a lot more pace in the dry, obviously. Without the line.
Packer hanging on.
Yeah. Can't make it through, but... I mean, if you're back, this is fine for you, as long as you can get the exit right on the final corner here. He just seems to really be so much quicker in this third
Yeah,
sector. With
the extra grip really helps. And you can see
exactly,
on the
yeah.
exit the way he just pulls away from Packer.
Yeah, and again, gets a good exit. Packer actually gets a good exit himself, so I mean, he's going to have a shot. It's going to depend on how much Beck really has to use for defense here. Packer's going to be too far back, though. I can't. Yeah, he's not going to be able to.
Yeah, if you send it there, then I think we have a bigger problem than even the lap prior.
Oh, and
Bloxham's out!
Bloxham's out! What has happened here? He's in the
out
wall.
there! What an odd
On
place to lose the
straight.
car! That must have been contact or something, because that's a very bizarre place to be crashed out.
Yeah, maybe looking for a move on Arrow, but...
Yeah, it's very strange. Maybe
Missed
just a
that
very
one,
tight part of the...
obviously, and-
Yeah, maybe a tight part of the track. He was looking for some room that wasn't there and kept the car where he shouldn't. Maybe caught out by the kink in the road there. Well, no, because there's not even really a kink there, unless the car just slid.
No, they've already passed the kink, but I can't... No, there's no way. I assume... I don't know. Don't want to make any assumptions.
Well, that's going to help the soft runners, but it will put them into a serious amount of traffic if they do pit now.
Yeah.
The medium runners, what do you think? Like, do you stretch? Do you
Stay out. Yeah,
you're
you
at the
definitely want to
front-
go medium to soft. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. If you're on the mediums, definitely stay
And the
out.
way-
I wouldn't be surprised if some of these soft guys still stay out. There's only 4 of them, but
I just think Flip Flop Fish and Beck are going to lose a whole lot pitting. They're gonna the whole field is right there. Like you're not going to come out in front of anybody. You're going to be at the back. Well, I don't even think it's a very tricky call. Actually, it puts them in a very odd spot. Flip Flop looks
Fish
like he's going
seems to
for
be
it.
going in. So does Beck. So makes sense. We'll see if they go to the mediums. I'd suspect the mediums can probably last 20 laps around.
I would think so. Yeah, I think it's worth it, especially with a couple safety car laps.
So yeah, Packer now.
This is going to work out nicely.
Lead of this race. Adri, 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, so unfortunate for him. Bobby, the same. This is where Beck actually comes out, and Fish here. Is there? Yeah, the whole field's just moving past him. Yeah.
But before he gets on the track too, he'll lose more.
Ryan moves through. Charlie, all these other guys behind have pit. So 11
every single
12.
car that didn't pit is ahead of the front runners now. So.
And so many of these guys are going to be out for at least
most of the race.
10 more, maybe not 10 more laps, but 7-8 laps at least, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
So,
and especially the guys that just pit, like Ryan, Monkey Mafia, Zyg especially, like these guys are not pitting again.
Yeah, Ryan's not pitting again. So that's a tough one.
Yeah,
This
and it's tough in DRS
really
trains here. The
play
DRS train
into
is
Packer's hands. Yeah, I mean, Packer
really
now is
powerful.
gonna get clean air in front. He's gonna be able to drive exactly how he wants.
Yep.
All the while, his 2 competitors who are really pressuring him are down in 11th and 12th with a lot of work to do here. So 2 safety cars.
Aerostrike's
8 laps.
Aerostrike's saying he blew himself up from his screen. Oh no. Camden has accidentally passed Packer, but I think that they fixed that. They said they fixed it. Anyway, but I guess Bloxham crashed himself.
Yeah, it seems that way. We don't got him in the chat here.
Curious.
Again, unfortunately, no instant replay we can refer to.
So I guess Arrow was saying he blew himself up from his screen, so maybe what he's saying is just he made a big error and crashed himself. Maybe no contact, but very odd.
Yeah, it's a weird place to lose it. I can't imagine losing traction down the straight, but maybe just
very bizarre.
Sudden movement, couldn't decide left or right, maybe too much input, and lost the car. Obviously, dirty air, DRS open. Could maybe see something like that happening.
Yeah, very tricky. Very bizarre.
Curious though, is he did have a lot of pace too, and this was one he was excited for. So fortunate to see, definitely.
Yeah, you gotta earn it in ZOR. You gotta have some ridiculous run of bad luck before you finally start succeeding here.
Oh, they're both listening, so they are contributing here. Bloxham says, I'll show my stream. Arrow's car was crashing on my screen, so seems to have caught him out. And Arrow says he's going to go around, decided to choose the other side and overcorrected. That sounds... Yeah, that makes sense. I can see something like that happening.
Yeah, but maybe from Bloxham's view, there was something else going on, and he had to take evasive action or something, right? Because there has been some graphical glitches I've noticed. GXW's car didn't look right, and he's out, so... Very spectacular crash as well, GXW.
That's one we'll use for the intro video for next season. And they always get the extreme.
Yeah.
F1
some like
racing.
Very corny rock music.
Yeah. Super fast cuts crashes, and edits. Like
some slanted graphics as well. Bold lettering. Speed. Danger. Zenith Online Racing.
Zenith Online Racing.
Someone clip that. That can be the slogan. Speed disaster, Zenith Online Racing. Not quite the slogan we're looking for, but that is the safety car in this lap.
All from the comfort of your own home. Yeah, very late. Packer's going to get throttled if he doesn't slow down a bit more.
Yeah, he definitely needs to back off a bit more. I guess once it crosses the line, which is just right there, he can go.
Yeah, that's true. Now. And no, he's gotten throttled, see? Or unless he's slowed. He just wants the last exit.
Yeah. Very tricky restart there. Packer just waited until the very end.
Maverick actually seems to have a run on Arrow at the moment.
He does. Maverick looking very sharp here as a reserve.
Yeah, can't quite get it done without the
You know what? But... We should just take him out of Tier 2 and put him in Tier 1 right now. Whoa, big spin there. Jinnett's gone around. Trying to get it turned back around. He's collected a car. Oh, nearly. Wow, that was absolutely crazy. I can't believe he got away with that. Oh, man, I caught that on the stream. That was nuts. Jinnett nearly collected a car, somehow got away with it, but he just rotated the whole car once again.
Oh, and now T-Money is off or spun as his teammate drives back past him.
Let's check in, as you mentioned, Maverick. Pressuring Arrow here. He's got Durnia now pressuring him, and Joshua just trailing off. But...
Yeah, those early stops, and now look, these guys are in 5th and 6th, the pair of them, so...
Yep, and they may not have to pit again. The other guys in front do need to pit.
Yeah, I mean, they have their mandatory stop. It'll definitely be an issue now of whether the tires will survive.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I would say if they're at this point, the way that they're running, like they're running in a tandem, they can easily play a little bit of a strategic game here, and potentially get one of the drivers up at the front, even a win.
I find these guys are always on track with one another. It seems.
Yeah.
As Beck has actually gotten by Fish. Interestingly enough, as Fish, as Pitt, it seems maybe wing damage is the culprit here. So obviously unaware of what happened there, but. Another pit stop is going to be,
very bad news.
New wing and new medium tires.
Yeah, they'll definitely go to the end now.
Packer has the gear glitch on mine, unfortunately.
He does not on mine, which is more important.
Indeed.
But, it's not going to matter much if... Yeah, it's not going to matter much if he's out front on his own, so hopefully someone can give him a challenge here. He hasn't looked outstanding so far, I'll say it, so maybe Camden has a crack at this thing, you never know.
Yeah, for sure.
Maverick really doing well here, applying the pressure to Aerostrike. Aerostrike is a championship contender in Tier 1, and Maverick's giving him a good run for his money here.
Same tires. Doth is actually on the softs. Surprisingly.
So. That is interesting.
Curious, what he's got.
Oh, Arrow with a big moment. Arrow's had a moment and gone off the track, and the Maverick has gotten through, and now...
Arrow fighting the car here.
Seems like maybe those tires aren't working so well at the moment, or he's overheated them or something, but he is struggling for pace here.
Yeah.
And, enabled.
is enabled with Dernya, yeah.
Yeah, he's right on him.
Prime position, and Dernya's just going to tow his teammate further away from Zyg.
Exactly, it's
There's
going
the
to
two
work
of them.
perfectly.
Yeah.
They're running a great race right now, those Mercedes. I'd really like to see if they could turn this thing into a 1-2. That would be really impressive. They've had a lot of great races this year.
Yeah. And like you said, they're the only ones who don't have to pit again.
Yeah.
So
it's just a matter of if those tires are going to last. And the way Aero
is
slipping around right now, I would suspect that they're not going to last, but those guys will try. One of them will.
Yeah. And I mean, Camden and Packer aren't necessarily pulling a massive gap on them either, right? So
no.
They're going to come out after their pit stop quite a ways behind.
Exactly, in traffic. So these guys can just kind of sit. Once they're in clear air and they're not under threat, like, if they can get ahead of Aero here and get away from the rest of the field, like, they could easily go 1-2. They could just baby its tires to the end.
A bit of wheel spin from Ryan and Beck, so Beck can't capitalize. And Ryan's still stuck behind Mafia, who's got DRS on Zyg, so there's the trains we've been talking about, and
yeah,
a track that's not necessarily easy to overtake becomes that much more difficult. Dernya, though, really is hounding Aero. Seems to have pace over his teammate as well, so... And Aero, crucially, has just fallen out of DRS. I don't know if he was past the detection line, but...
Let's see, we'll get on board with Dernya here. Does Aero have the DRS?
No, he does
He
not.
does not. This is going to put him under serious threat from Dernya. That Mercedes power closing on the Red Bull. Is he close enough? No, he's not. Maybe next lap, because Aero now will start to fall even further away. Actually, though, Maverick is starting to slide backward a bit. So perhaps he'll have a crack at things. Monkey Mafia and Beck scrapping here.
Yeah,
Beck
side by side with Doth.
Oh, and there goes Doth as well. And Doth looking for a move around the outside. Oh, crazy stuff from Doth there. Credit to him for giving it a go, but it did not work out. Beck holds the place. Great attempt there.
I think fair defense from Beck. I mean, it's a very tricky corner to overtake, and Doth, runs a bit wide just to be safe. As Beck actually picks up a penalty too on the next corner. So, I mean, those soft tires, we've seen how quick they can be.
Yeah, he's the only one on them at the moment, Doth.
Yeah.
Really needs to. I mean, where does he go though? He clears this car. He's got to pass a lot of cars to find clear air. Goes Aero strike.
As Dernya. Yeah, side by side here.
Dernya gets through.
Aero gets the inside line.
He does not get through. Aero fights it back.
Look at him go.
Aero, way off.
Okay,
hold on. Okay, so there is something going on here. I saw that as well. That maybe what blocks him off. Because that car jumped from... It looked like he'd missed the corner, and then he was suddenly back in front.
Looked like he went way off track there, so...
Dernya now really closing, though. He's as close as he's been. If that DRS not even open, and now it is. There he goes.
Yeah.
Down the inside. It's not even close here. Dernya absolutely flies by Aero Strike. He's got the move done. Can Joshua find a way through next?
Yeah. And this has brought Zyg into DRS range, Ryan into DRS range, and they're sort of backing up now. And again, so close as Doth. Oh, he's so close. Maybe tries to switch back, but no, good defense. Good line from Beck.
Maverick is all over Camden now, too. Here comes Beck defending again. Doth he knows how much grip Doth has, and he has to cover off in every corner. He has to cover the soft runner off.
He's the only guy in the car in all the right places, so making it very difficult for Doth.
Beck cut that corner, I think, again, so...
Yeah, penalties, obviously. You see half the grid.
Doth has run wide.
Has penalties at this point, so... Aero hanging on to back as Maverick has gotten by Camden. So, our Tier 2 championship leader doing us proud on Thursdays.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Thursday now. I don't have pace like that anywhere. Forget about Russia.
Yeah, I don't believe I do either.
Well, someone will just have to crash into him, hopefully. I don't expect to win the championship, honestly. I'm really happy that I'm even close to having a shot at it. Here comes Camden again down the inside on Maverick. Maverick goes wide to cover it. Very clean defending there, and they're still side by side here. This long
Camden takes a
semicircle.
very wide line.
No, he cannot get it done. Camden has to tuck back in.
And this is going to bring Dernia right up behind him. So,
Packers starting to build
really
the gap
getting
a
big bunch of cars now, from 5th down to 11th or 10th, are all within half a second. My God.
This is Russia for you.
And
then Packer, when he pits, is going to be in this train too.
Group of cars. This is playing perfectly into Packer's hands right now. 7 seconds out in front.
But he has to pit very soon, and he's going to end up in the mix of this pack. He's going to end up behind them.
Well, half these guys have to pit too, though.
Dernia could win this race, honestly, at this point, if he can keep those tires right. Joshua's struggling to get by Aerostrike. He's lost a bit of ground, actually. So I'm not sure he's going to be able to get through. It looks like Dernia may be the front runner here for the Mercedes team, but perhaps even for the entire race, potentially on track to win it. And just want to point out Ryan on those hard tires and Zag on those hard tires, right there in the fight for the top positions, and clearly on a tire that's going to last, and they're looking pacey. So I think those guys are even in play here for a win. Honestly, it's up in the air at this point. I really don't know what to say. It's going to be tough to call who's going to win this thing.
As Doth has made it past Beck, did we catch that?
No,
already. I don't believe so. But yeah, now he's behind these two hard runners.
Should make quick work of them.
I assume Doth is gonna just try and take these tires. He's a maniac like that.
Nah, he's got to pit again. I think he's gonna just stay out till the safety car or something. Like he's got to be hoping for something.
Dernia very, very close, but I mean, Camden, a bit deep from Dernia. That's going to cost him a lot of time and potentially a spot to Arrow, who's right behind him.
Oh yeah, Dernia's in big trouble
close
here.
Enough.
Comes Arrow down the inside, very late. Is he going to send it? No, Dernia covers that off. Big lockup, but he sweeps in. Make sure that angle is not there for Aerostrike.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Aerostrike has a lot more to lose right now than Dernia.
As Packer picks up 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane.
So Packer pitting, and he does not have the gap he needs.
Arrow pits too. All these guys going into the pit lane now, so all those guys who started on the medium tires, obviously.
Yeah, yep, and there goes the entire field, so this is going to be very interesting. There's a lot to play for here.
Adri, Bobby, Charlie.
Look behind here, Ryan and Doth going at it. Doth down the inside on those softs. Is he going to send it? He does. Big lockup from both drivers. There's a bit of contact, but Ryan runs wide, takes out that pylon, and I think Doth's going to get that place. If he doesn't, Ryan should give him the place because he did not stay on track.
That's a tricky one, though, because it was
Ryan
who was ahead, right?
Yeah, but did he take that escape road properly? Because if he did, then I think it's fair. But here comes Beck. No, he cannot get it done.
Ooh.
Very, very good stuff. As we said, this is always one of the best races here. And it's been non-stop action, honestly.
Yeah, and now we've got the two Mercedes clear of Zyg, clear of DRS.
He's on hards, and he's not going to be picking up much pace on those tires at this point.
I'm sure they're just... And Packer picks up another 3-second penalty, so he's already at 11 seconds in penalties here.
Yeah, he's in trouble. I don't think Packer is going to win this race, honestly. Like, he's in a bad spot. He's got a lot of guys to pass, and they're all on pretty fresh mediums. Well, relatively fresh mediums compared to the front runners. And this group
at the front, I mean, they're all in DRS range. How is he going to get by any of them?
I don't know. It's going to be very tough. He's going to have to start making some very aggressive moves if he wants to win this thing.
Yeah, we've seen Doth struggle on the better tire behind Ryan.
And this is something we've seen from Mr. Joshua week in, week out. As the tires wear and you start to think he's going to fall off the pace, he suddenly comes alive. He's doing it again here. He's all over the back of his teammate Matthew Dernia, and they're on very worn tires. Joshua, one of those drivers that
Doth now
on bad tires. Really, really excels. Right
Can he
on
get
the
it done
inside.
this time? Yeah,
Doth
he
runs a
does.
bit
He
wide.
makes it stick. Is Beck going to make it through now, too?
Beck's
He's
looking
really
for
closing.
Beck down the inside, perhaps, into this corner. No, he's not close enough. He tucks in. Beck having a great race here, though. He hasn't had any big mistakes, and he's been right in the mix with everybody so far.
Yeah. We do have a Packer who has gotten by Zamagwa, so into 10th now.
So keep an eye on him. We'll see as those gaps shrink. We'll have to check in with him and see what kind of moves he's making. How aggressive is Packer being, trying to get back to the front here? Is he just gonna play it smart and get as many points as he can because of his lead, or is he gonna go for the win here? As we mentioned, Packer closing very quickly.
Up front. My goodness. Back so close, but I mean, it's
here comes Packer. He's all over Charlie here. Those fresh softs, he's absolutely flying, and he's gonna get through, no problem here. Not even close.
Yeah, Charlie.
So, where's the first real challenge for Packer? It's gonna be Beck, I think. Adri and Bobby are gonna be off the pace.
Oh, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Who could that be? I don't see anyone off.
I don't either. Not too sure.
Adri, though, with this group fighting the way they are, is getting to DRS range.
Yeah, it's true. Guys without penalties now are going to gain a lot as well. Guys like Camden, who's just pit. Aerostrike has just pit. No penalties, and they're right on the back of the field here.
Moglis pits again. It seems he had damage. Unfortunate.
Zyg pressuring Joshua, who's still pressuring his teammates. So
at
maybe
this
point,
Joshua,
I don't know. Yeah, I think Joshua needs to be let through here because Zyg is going to disrupt this if they don't do something soon.
I think he's too close to let him through, unfortunately, at this point.
He should have been done already, but I think it's too late now.
Yeah.
It's Zyg and Doth, who I imagine is just biding his time for a safety car at this point. Although, really, like, what has he got? 7 more laps to go? He might just try. If Doth can stay there, he might as well just go to the end if he can. 8 more laps is a lot, though.
Oh, Packer. Bit of contact with Bobby there. But he does get through.
So being quite aggressive.
And don't look now, but I'm not even going to say it. The guys at the front,
yeah,
still all just half a second, 0.6. I mean, there's nothing between them. I don't even think anyone's necessarily faster than the other, but Packer now is getting dangerously close to this group, and again, the amount of penalties he has, he needs to not only pass all these cars, he needs to create a massive gap to them. Is he's going to clear Adri before they can get the DRS. Goodness.
He's on a charge here, Packer. He has a mission. But we suspected that Beck would be his first real challenge for an overtake, so let's see what he can do now. He's got the tougher drivers on better tires, better strategies. To say, though, like, these guys that are extending the mediums, Joshua and Durnia, they're not that much farther ahead of Packer. Really.
Stoff picks up a penalty.
They're only seconds ahead of Packer, and he's on fresh off, so if he manages to pick his way through, they're in trouble.
I mean, might as well get his view here as he tries to navigate 6 cars.
These guys at the front have just been sort of stuck in a stalemate here. No one really making any
no one
moves.
can get a move done, so again, they're all going to have DRS.
Here comes Packer at the back. You see him hanging on to the back of Beck here, and he's going to go for a move here. It looks like he's going to have the grip. He's going to have the pace. Beck is covering this off, putting his car in the right place once more. Beck defends decisively there, and Packer's still stuck behind. So that is a very important place. Oh, Packer with a late move! And that's a clean... Oh, no, Beck gets it back down the inside. He covers it off. Packer through clean, though. Great driving from Packer there to make that move. Absolutely chucked it down the inside. Just had the grip to hang there side by side and complete the overtake.
He's going to have to get clever with some of these moves, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far, he's put himself in quite the predicament here. The Ferrari drivers...
swapping around. Maybe team orders from Ferrari. Is Doth now going to have his best chance to see if he can get through? As Ryan's run wide and Packer again just sneaks through. Like,
Yeah, here he comes.
that wonderful helicopter shot as they come through the,
How much faster is Doth on the
semicircle.
softs, though? You know, like, I don't know if that was a...
Yeah, 12-lap old
Here
softs.
comes
It's hard to
Packer
say.
again. Zeig now really needs to put up a stout defense. Try and give his teammates some breathing room here. Zeig needs to do everything he can to keep Packer behind.
Yeah.
Packer just has so much grip, it's insane. None of these
And
drivers
the
can really
confidence,
compete.
yeah.
Yeah, he just sends it there and he's through. Packer through. This is
Yeah, and he's
an
going to get
excellent
Doth
drive.
right here,
If
too,
there's
I'd
any
imagine.
man, if there's ever a drive you need to look at to wonder if this man deserves a championship, I would say this is it, because he is just
Oh,
swiftly...
Zeig, what's happened to Zeig? He's lost... I see bits of carbon fiber flying around. Beck and Ryan have both
Packer
gotten past, and
again.
Zeig missing his end plate.
Packer again gets through. He's now past Doth. So Packer, 1 second off
And-
the lead.
His two championship rivals who pit on the same lap are stuck down in 12th and 14th.
And they're,
Battling
they're
here with
well
Team
off the
Money.
pace here.
Yeah. Camden does sneak through, but
Comes
yeah,
Packer
we'll see now.
again. He's going to have that DRS, but solo Mr. Joshua. Now, this is the real battle
Look
for
at
the
them
win
just,
here.
yeah.
They're going to do a
Walking
tandem
both sides
here.
of the track, yeah.
Yeah, Packer cannot find a way through here. Both these drivers
but the
work together. They
grip
could...
on the
Oh,
exit.
my! Look at the grip he has. What a great camera shot on the left shoulder of Packer. You see the Mercedes on the right side. Packer going down around the outside now on the brakes. Makes a move. They're side by side, and Packer gets it done. Packer up into second. He is on an absolute tear here, and he is moments away from retaking the lead of this race. The two Mercedes, once Packer is through here...
Bobby makes a move on Adri, too, so picks up a penalty, but does move himself up into 7th here. And Zeig, unfortunately, down in 9th. He should have pit, I'd assume, with that wing damage, but just not what you need when you're trying to pull off the strategy he is.
Joshua has completely left his teammate Turnia like a sitting duck, and Packer just easily going to pick him off here through the corner and into the braking zone. Packer just sweeps around the outside and then takes the inside, and he is through. Packer retakes the lead of the race. Now, he needs to build a gap of 11 seconds to both these guys to cover them off. He's got 5 laps to do it, and the pace he's on, I think he could. But he really needs to not have any mistakes and not have any more corner cuts if he wants to.
No more penalties is the big one, yeah.
If he wants to secure this victory here. The guys behind on those medium tires, they're going to be really struggling very, very, very soon. And Doth and Ryan and Beck are going to be there trying to pick up the scraps. Let's see what happens here. The battle for second is on. Bobby has built a gap to Adri as well, so yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Let's just move on. Let's get to the front here. Turnia trying to hang on to Packer. Packer with that DRS now might not be able to really break away as quick as he hopes, but
this sector here, and then especially the third sector, will be where he does build that gap.
Yeah.
All the extra traction and everything.
Doth, though,
flag in sector
is
3,
closing on Joshua, so at least soft tire is still working for Doth. Obviously, he can't pit at this point of the race. He needs to just take them to the end, but he still seems to have a decent amount of grip here.
Yeah, I knew
he's
he
not
was going to
struggling.
try something crazy like this, and yeah, now he's got onto the back of Mr. Joshua here. And Arrow and Camden, yeah, just stuck down in 12th and 13th. So, I mean, yeah, now...
Adri has been passed by Charlie now as well, it seems.
Yeah, so not going the greatest for Adri here. Oh, he's missing an end plate. As Maverick looks to make his move around him as well, so...
Joshua is in big trouble here. He is far off his teammate, and Doth is in the DRS range. Doth not having a ton more grip on these old softs, but he might be close enough to take a crack at things here, and he's going to think about it. He's going down the inside. Doth going for the move. He's going up into third place here. Oh, and there's a bit of contact. Safety car. Did Doth get that done? He did. Do we have a safety car here?
Safety car. This is so unfortunate for Packer, as Mr. Joshua picks up 5 seconds for a collision
That
there.
is actually, the race is pretty much going to end under safety car, and as you mentioned, very unfortunate for Packer, because that 11-second penalty, Durney's going to win this race easily. He'll
Well,
be
we
passed
never
by
know what may
Doth.
happen, but
Joshua might not get him, but Ryan could. There's a lot of cars that could get him here. Bobby has 17 seconds of penalties. He's so close. He's so close to points, but I don't know if he's going to get them. His penalties are going to kill him, especially now.
yeah, I mean, anyone who's got penalties here is pretty much done for.
Yeah. Durnia sitting.
I mean,
very
everyone
pretty
has
here.
penalties essentially, but for the guys who have obviously more than others, it's going to be very difficult.
Joshua's 5 seconds is for what? What is that for? Do you remember?
He hit Doth just now under the safety car.
Oh, okay, well.
That could
Surprised-
potentially
so
be
Doth
appealed.
Yeah, it could be, but Doth didn't get a penalty for it, so they must have improved that when they made that patch. So that's something they did say that they were trying to do.
And Doth with only 3 seconds, Ryan with only 3, Beck with 6.
Yeah, even Beck has a chance to potentially jump Packer here.
This could seriously
Packer's
help.
pit.
What happened to Packer?
Packer's pit! Why on earth did he pit?
Serving his penalties, maybe?
Well, he's only going to serve one of them. He still has 6 seconds. Yeah, he still has 6 seconds, and by the time we race again, he's going to be out of the points.
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
That is the weirdest decision I've ever seen. I honestly have, unless he picked up wing damage or something. No, he didn't change his wing, though.
No.
So, why on earth did he pit? What could he possibly accomplish doing that? What a terrible decision. I honestly don't understand why he did that.
Yeah, that's
That was
the head scratcher.
yeah, that is the worst decision I've seen him make all season. I don't. This man has been an absolute terror. Outright pace. He deserves to win a championship. He deserves to win every race. But that was one of the silliest decisions I think I've seen all year. If he proves me wrong somehow in one lap, I'll be shocked. But I just don't. I just don't understand why he would do that.
Mm-hmm.
He basically just handed away not only just giving up the win. You could have potentially gotten a podium still, but he's possibly given up all of his points as well.
Noglet's disqualified for too many penalties here as his car pulls over. Safety car in this lap. So we will get 2 laps of racing. There will be no more DRS. It is damn near impossible to pass for these guys with the DRS.
Yeah.
It's just got to be a clean run if you're still near the front here. You got to know, obviously you do know now, how many penalties the guys around you have. If you're Dernier, I mean, any close battles, maybe concede and win on time, but...
Here's the other thing, too, is Packer... Okay, sure, Packer's pit, and he's on fresh softs, and he's got 2 laps, but he's got Fish and Zag and T-Money all right behind him on fresh softs, too. So those guys are going to be causing problems. They're not going to just let him run away.
And Camden and Arrow ahead of him, so... You know those guys aren't going to make it easy for him.
Absolutely
not. Punches it and gets a little bit of wheel spin. As Ryan picks up 5 seconds for a collision with Beck.
Oh, big moment there. The Williams of Bobby nearly losing the car, I think it was. Bobby with a good restart, though. It looks like he's very close. Oh, no, sorry, it's not Bobby. It's Charlie who's close to Bobby. Bobby had that moment there. But we are racing once again. We have 2 laps, about a lap and 3/4 to go here. And Packer is out of the points currently. Maverick making a move on Charlie here around the... Or sorry,
Packer
it's not...
also getting Camden, or trying to, and Arrow in 2 consecutive corners.
He's absolutely flying on those soft tires.
And now he's got Charlie in his sights again, looking for a move.
So Packer up to 8th. He's eliminated his 5-second penalty and has a lap and a half to try and gain some spots here. Maybe he's just thinking the ultimate grip he has and how close the field is. Maybe he can just send it and get in front. I'll be shocked if he proves me wrong here, but I'm starting to worry he might. The way he's driving right now. It's on an absolute tear. And he's about to get by Maverick as well, who doesn't even count, so he's actually got another place already. But no, he does not get by. Maverick covers that off. Let's check in with Beck here, who's fighting with Ryan.
He's pulled a second. We've got Camden now moving around Zyg. Zyg maybe at a moment as he's lost a couple positions there. But yeah, Bobby Beck really hounding.
Bobby parking it now to defend from Maverick, and he's keeping Packer behind in the process. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Bobby trying to cover off Packer. They're wheel to wheel, and Packer gets the place.
Beck now. Again, no DRS though as we head into the final lap here. This is going to be Beck's best chance, I would think, as he pulls out for a look, but not close enough.
Oh, there's Camden behind. Taking a look at Arrows, made contact, big crash. Oh no. What's going on here? Was that just a glitch? It was, yeah. Crazy stuff, but behind we do have quite a scrap going on here. The other thing I think that Packer made a mistake with was putting himself into such a risky position. I mean, he easily could have been collected by anybody there and it could have been a DNF.
Arrow, 5-second penalty for cutting a corner and gaining a place. So, Mr. Joshua now right behind Doth here, and this will be the last real opportunity for an overtake. As we just have so many cars so close together.
Yeah, it's
as
insane.
Ryan is right behind Mr. Joshua as well, so
anything could happen here. The tires don't matter anymore. Let's bring up those penalties. We'll keep that up until we watch the end of the race here. Very close side by side here. Behind you see Beck and Maverick. Still wheel to wheel here. Packer looking for a way through.
Oh,
contact! Contact.
That's Beck's gone off.
Yeah, there was contact there. Bobby is through on Packer at the moment, but Packer sends it down the inside. Big lockup. And he squeezes Bobby out to the edge of the circuit there to try and take that place. So Packer...
Oh,
and he
my
runs
goodness.
wide.
Oh, my goodness.
What a crazy finish.
And
Packer
there's
drops to
cars
10th.
sideways. There's cars sideways. There's
Packer...
Oh,
Packer dropped to 10th on the finish there. He's picked up like 2 points today.
Maverick, your driver of the day. Dernia, I don't think we saw you cross the line.
No, it was just so much mayhem behind. So much mayhem behind. It was hard to keep track, but there it is, Dernia.
Who's the Red Bull driver on the podium? Fish?
Arrow? Could be Fish, yeah.
No penalties.
No, we're gonna have to see the results because it happened. It ended so fast, I didn't even have a chance to look at it. Yeah, Bloxham, I was saying that too. I've seen a lot of graphical glitches with Aerostrike tonight, so I figure that's probably what happened to you. That's really unfortunate. Sometimes this game will rob you. Flip-flop Fish.
Fish?
Second place. That is absolute madness. He had no penalties and was right there. Unbelievable stuff. Dernia wins the Grand Prix. Flip-flop Fish takes second place. Doth onto the podium again. Another podium for Doth here. He's into third. Mr. Joshua takes fourth. Adri fifth. Maverick takes sixth, so he will not count. So Ryan picks up sixth. Camden will pick up seventh. Arrow picks up eighth. And Packer picks up ninth. T-Money gets a point there. So valiant effort from T-Money. And then we've got Monkey Mafia, Charlie, Jinnit, Zyg, Bobby, Beck, Smogless, Bloxham, and JXW round out the rest of the field here. That is the running order. That was round 17 of Tier 1. Dernia wins it. Flip-flop madness. It was another crazy Russian Grand Prix. We said it 2 weeks ago. We said this was going to be a great race, and here we are. That was crazy. I mean, right from the start, the insane crash causing the safety car, right down to literally cars side by side crossing the line.
Final two corners, cars crossing the line sideways.
Yeah, so pretty much as we expected for the fourth season running, Russia Grand Prix produces one of the races of the year once more here at Zenith Online Racing. Let's get those guys in for an interview. Who do we have? I guess we'll do
Dernia, Fish, and Doth.
I don't know if I have Fish, so what I'm going to do is get Dernia and Doth for sure, and then maybe Mr. Joshua, if, No, we don't. So let's go Mr. Joshua, Dernia, and Doth. Okay. Jeez. All these guys offline. So hard to find. Doth. Flip Flop Fish has requested a friend request. So he must be listening to the stream. We don't typically invite reserves into the booth here, Flip Flop. So what I'm gonna do, I'll accept your friend request because I like having more friends. But I'll accept your friend request, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in Mr. Joshua as well as you, just for the interviews here. So we've got Mr. Joshua, Doth, Matthew Dernier. We're gonna bring you in for an interview as well, Fish. And then what we'll do is we'll just go to you at the end after we've interviewed the 3 full-timers. We'll throw to you, Fish, just to get your thoughts on your first race here and taking pole and then managing somehow to finish second at the end, which is just ridiculous. Where is he? WSR. Must be online. 1 second here. Still trying to get these invites out. There's so many friends on my list, it doesn't even load. There he is. Alright, there we go. Invites are out. We're back in the main menu. Let's get out of the session. Let's go to that showroom. So there's Doth.
What's going on, guys?
Not much. That was typical Russian Grand Prix here at ZOR.
Yeah, Russia is always bonkers.
It was bonkers. It sure was. Wow, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I've invited Fish in as well as like our 4th interview. So we're gonna go through the 1, 2, 3 like we normally do of full timers, and then we'll put Flip Flop Fish. We'll interview you last just because you're technically a reserve driver, even though you do get to keep your points. So we'll get to you at the end after we interview the 3 full timers. We don't typically even interview the reserve drivers, so it's a blessing. You should feel blessed.
You guys, I hate to interrupt.
No,
but we have to get Josh in here.
Yeah.
We've got to invite Josh. He's in?
He's in. Yeah, we're interviewing the 3 full-time top 3, and then Fish is our sort of honorary guest tonight because he did finish top 3, but he's a reserve. So we don't normally interview reserves, so we brought him in just to bring Joshua in.
Interesting. As well. I don't see him on my screen, so all right, works for me.
I don't know.
Is Doth in here?
Yeah, I'm in here. I don't see Josh on my screen either.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, he hasn't joined yet. Let me see if I give him another invite. Maybe he missed his invite, or maybe he left. Okay. All right.
No, I said I was like, Josh, I'm sending you an invite to this party.
Yeah.
I just this is Mercedes crashing this party is what this is.
Yeah. Puff can take us away whenever he's ready. Feel free.
I don't even know where to begin.
Well,
we'll start with the race winner. That was your first win with us, right? You didn't win Monza.
That was the first win. Yep.
First win. So, first off, congratulations. How does that feel?
I haven't won a race on this game, like a league race, a proper league race, in a year, maybe. So, it feels great. And at Russia especially, I really never expected to win this race. But that lap 1 safety car, and Josh and I had the masterclass strategy, so it all worked out.
We were talking about whether or not you guys would try to take those medium tires to the end. I had said to Biga, I assumed Mr. Joshua would, just knowing from racing with him in the past. So it worked out for you. The two of you were just kind of towing each other along for a bit. Was there any talk of maybe swapping positions, or?
We did mention it in the beginning, if we had to, but I think I was just like a little bit faster than Josh, so we never actually had to go through with that. But I would have done it, I would have moved over, in a second for him.
Yeah, you guys seemed equally matched. It kind of seemed you would go through little spurts where maybe you would gain 5/10 on him, he would kind of claw it back, and the two of you just swapped in that respect. But
I think
no,
I think
fantastic.
he was faster in sector 2, whereas I'd catch him in sector 3. I think we kind of each had our specialty parts of the track.
Yeah, makes sense, and you could definitely see it in the race too, in the kind of the ebb and flow of the race. But no, fantastic strategy, and yeah, the two of you did well. What were you thinking when you saw Packer coming up behind on the softs? Did you think you had a chance to maybe block him?
Yeah, Josh and I were talking about it, and we were questioning, like, well, if we let him by, he can probably gain those 11 seconds. And I really thought it was going to be really close if there wasn't that safety car. It was between Packer and I. It was going to be so close. So the safety car, I don't know why he pitted. I mean, he was pretty much done anyway, but yeah, that was a relief.
Yeah, we were questioning that as well on stream. Obviously, the two of you must have been pretty happy to see that. I would assume, same with Doth as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll move on. We'll do Fish last. So Doth, third place, another podium, a good result. You took the soft tires 20 laps. For anyone who thought the two Mercedes drivers were crazy, yeah, Doth went and took them 20 laps. So talk us through that. You cleared Joshua, and then it seemed you couldn't get the tires working again for that final sprint.
Yeah, no, basically the last couple of laps, I mean, the car was basically like I had an e-brake and I was just pulling the e-brake to get the thing around because like the ass was just sliding everywhere. But then after I had said basically exactly that to Zag. Once those tires cooled down and I tried to warm them back up, just nothing happened. They just like they got up to temperature, but there was no grip. And so kind of my thought process was like, okay, if I asked Jeff that he was saying that Dernier was on like 23 lap old medium, so I was like, okay, so his tires suck too, so maybe I have a shot at this. But no, these there's the one 90-degree right where you have to turn in early. It's right before the like mirror left-hander. On the last lap, I turned in what I thought was too early and just understeered off the wide part of the track, and I was like, oh my god. They just don't work anymore.
Well, for you too, though, it's not as if you were in clean air at all throughout that race. You had to clear what I can't even remember now. What would have been like 6 or 7 cars? You kind of caught up to the back of that train that was running around out front, and yeah, you were scrapping the entire race too, which obviously puts an extra burden on the tires. But I don't know. Talk us through that phase. You made a lot of nice moves there.
Oh, I had a ton. That was a ton of fun. Trying to go through. Because at the beginning I had the big tire, like a big tire advantage, which was is you can kind of outbrake everybody. But freaking Beck, man, I just could not pass him for a few laps. I probably have the best onboard I have from this game. When he tried to make a move on Monkey Mafia going into turn 3, I jumped in behind him, kind of like squeezed out a little bit, and then tried to dive underneath. And so I'm about like 2 inches from the inside wall and 2 inches from him on the right, and I just sent it into that other turn, into that next turn right at the end of the horseshoe, and he was able to keep me out then. And at that point I just started cursing at Zag. I was like, god damn it, man, like what.
We actually caught that one on stream too, because Beck was stuck behind him for a while.
Yep.
And then yeah, we saw you flying around turn 3 to try and get the move around the outside on him. But yeah, some hold your breath moments there for sure. That was wild.
Yeah, no, that was a ton of fun.
But yeah, great for us to watch. I'm sure a bit stressful for you. We'll move to Mr. Joshua. You finished in 4th on track. I know you were going to appeal that penalty, but yeah, talk us through your race as well. I mean, we kind of got Dernier's perspective about the team game and everything like that, but did you guys think double podium, or
Yep,
was it a realistic shot? Yeah.
I'm still thinking that, so because you know how that safety car glitch can be sometimes. So
Yeah.
we'll post that through and see what the stewards have to say on that. But it's I mean, it was like Matt said, just from lap 1, kind of working together on that, and just kind of staying in his DRS, and that I think Zieg was behind me for quite a bit, and that kind of kept him at bay, just being able to stay in that DRS train. Once Packer had got by, that's when I lost Matt because he was sticking with Packer, and Doth got by me just before the safety car, and I think that's as the safety car came out, and I think that's why there's just that little 5-second penalty I got. So.
Yeah, because it came up immediately. So
Yep.
it seems, yeah, the two of you were probably side by side
Yeah,
as
it was
the
at,
safety
it was
car
at the
came
braking, Yeah, the braking point on the long DRS front stretch. So I mean, yeah, exactly. So we'll let the stewards do their work.
out. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, in the chance that it does get removed, that would promote you into third, and that would be first double podium for Mercedes, a fantastic haul of points. And you and Doth are actually quite close in the standings as well. So I mean, some implications there too.
Yep.
But nonetheless, fantastic race. I don't really have too many more questions. I mean, the two of you
Flip
really
flop
just
fish.
Let's hear from the new
I
guy.
was gonna get to Fish. I just meant for the
Okay.
two Mercedes drivers.
Yeah. Alright.
The two of you, yeah, just worked the team game to perfection there. Well done. And yeah, our newest member, fourth interviewee, debut race. You got pole position by what was it, 300ths of a second, and
Something like that.
yeah, managed to fight your way back through the pack and finish in second place. So talk us through your race.
Well, I'd say the first couple laps, they were pretty good. I was a bit mad with the first safety car because I was already up to a 1 second gap by the first corner, but didn't really affect me too much. Then I started to build another gap, second safety car came out, and it was a no-brainer to pit because if you stay out, you saw what happened to, what's his name? Packer. He got stuck in that traffic, and he took him a while to get through.
Yeah.
And I would have been on the harder tires, so I had to pit. And on the restart, coming up to the last corner, the second last corner, everybody sped up, and then everybody slowed down. I got caught out, so I had to pit. And then I'd say the next 15 laps was just all-out quality mode, really. Trying to get some time back, maybe a point or two. Then the safety car came out. I decided to pit. I was surprised nobody else pit, because the tire difference
Packer
is
actually
pretty massive.
hit.
Yeah.
He had those crazy amount of penalties. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, nobody else really pit, so I pit. I think I was P14? I don't know, but I made my way through the field really quickly. Seemed like every corner I was passing somebody. Then somebody had a couple guys had an incident on the last lap in the last sector. Passed three guys, got up to fifth or sixth, and then second on penalties. I thought I had the win.
I'm not gonna lie. No, Dernier was, I think, the only other driver
Yeah, I
without
know.
penalties out there tonight. So I'm not gonna lie. It shocked me. I didn't realize you were even on the podium until the celebrations occurred, and then didn't realize you were second until the results screen showed up. So we missed a lot of your action at the end there, but no, fantastic result, and yeah, you stick with it, and there you go. There's a lesson for the children out there watching. You never know what can happen.
I hope there's no children watching.
Yeah, I think he's got a bit of a potty mouth on him.
Yeah,
but
exactly. If you're a child and
fantastic
watching, you
results.
should turn this off.
Yeah, and first impressions of Zenith Online Racing.
The grid is very good. They the drivers, when they make mistakes, they don't give up. They don't retire. Seemed like there weren't many incidents. We had 18 drivers left with 5 laps to go, which is pretty good for a league, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to do some more races.
Sweet. Well, obviously, really glad to have you here. It looks like we finally do have someone who can consistently challenge Packer out front, so definitely something we're looking forward to. Next week, I don't know where we are. Japan, I think, actually.
Japan.
Round 18.
Suzuka.
As always, we'll go through real quick. Dernier, how do you feel about Japan?
I love Japan. Not particularly great at it, but I love the track. Can't pass, so qualifying is going to be key. Other than that, I love Japan. I love driving. I'm just not very good at it, but I love it.
There we go. At least you can hopefully find some enjoyment if you're not on the podium next week. But you've been on form recently, so I would not be surprised. Doth, Japan. I know you love Japan.
I mean, I love that track. I could just drive circles around it all day, and I feel like I'm good at it until I see other people's times. Like I feel fast, and then I look and I'm like, I guess not. Just guess not.
No, I feel that. Mr. Joshua, Japan.
It's okay. So I gotta get some practice. I don't think I've done a race on it there this year yet, so I need to get some work on it and put some work in over the next week. So it'll take some time.
Well, I remember you were saying something similar about Russia, and you managed a good result.
Yep.
The way you tend to race always puts you in the mix. So.
Yep. I tried to keep it clean, and I didn't have any penalties other than the 5-second, and that's I mean, you kind of look at the final standings sheets. That's the people kind of avoid
impressive.
penalties.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
And finally, we'll get Fish's opinion on Japan too. How do you feel?
From previous experience, I need to make a setup that helps with that doesn't overheat the tires. Because if you overheat the tires, you are screwed. You'll fall down the pack very quickly. So
yeah,
that's pretty important.
And there we have it. These are our 4 podium interviewees. I guess there's not 4 podium positions, but a few of them could swap around. Bigga, any final thoughts that you give a send off here?
Nope. Racing Japan right now, so no, I don't have any thoughts. But that will conclude the broadcast here tonight. I don't want to use a flashback game. Come on. That will conclude the broadcast here tonight in Zenith Online Racing. So obviously later this week, Thursday night, we've got the Russian Grand Prix for Tier 2. You can catch myself, Maverick, Puff Digital, Scavney as well.
Was there tonight.
We're all, Jinnit will be there. We're all fighting for a championship. The 3, well, me, Camden, and Maverick, and then Puff's kind of hanging in there still. So you never know, Puff could snag a couple wins, and suddenly he's right there too. So Tier 2, there's a lot to play for. It's a very close fight in the championship there. Tune in Thursday night to catch the Russian Grand Prix there in Tier 2. Sunday, we have the EU tier. It goes 3 p.m. Eastern, Russian Grand Prix as well. And then, as we mentioned, next week we are in Japan at Suzuka, the classic track. One of the greatest tracks on the calendar. One of my favorites.
Yeah, a lot of historic moments on it.
Yeah,
at
love
Suzuka.
it. And really looking forward to next week as well with the Japanese Grand Prix. As you mentioned, tough to overtake, so we should see a lot of very close battles there next week between the drivers in Tier 1, the cream of the crop, the best guys we've got, and they put on a good show for us every week. So thank you guys for the clean racing, the hard racing, and thanks for being here for the interview. And really appreciate you guys stopping in, giving us your thoughts on the race once again. And that will be it for Zenith Online Racing tonight. We wrap things up, and we will see you Thursday for the Russian Grand Prix in Tier 2. Have a good night.